Hi. I'm back.
Michael. Ha, you're awake. How was your evening? I went to a wedding. I brought you a piece of cake. I noticed you had a sweet tooth. It's very good, you know. I think she had it made over in Europe or something and flew it over on a biplane. You can save it for later if you want. You don't have to eat it now.
You look nice.
Oh, thanks. The wedding was formal.
Oh, you look too nice for this place.
And what's the matter with this place? Some of my best friends work here. Tell you what. I've got a babysitter, and it's not too late. So why don't you tell me how you are? Well, you're home earlier than I thought.
So are you. How was the wedding?
The wedding was lovely.
Yeah, except for the fact that Brooke's ride faked out on us, so I gave her a lift, and then she gave me this book.
It's all right, Edmund. You don't need to explain. No explanations are necessary.
You know what? Edmund and I discovered something tonight. It seems that it's possible for two mature adults who work together and who have common interests it seems it's possible for them to act like two mature adults when their paths happen to cross.
That's great.
In fact, I think we discovered that we can still be friends.
Well, that's quite a change.
Well, you know, life's a lot easier when you don't have a chip on your shoulder. Tad, I'd like to just bury all that bad stuff that we've had, and I already promised Brooke no more cracks.
Sounds fine to me.
Well, I think that's great. I think we're making progress.
So, California. Brooke told me why you went on that trip.
Yeah, I guess it's no secret around here.
Well, telling the Orsini board that the real Ted Orsini might have showed up probably wasn't easy, but I'm sure it was the right thing to do.
And how did they take it?
Hard. Especially Nola's attorney, Lionel.
You were prepared for that.
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about the possibility of Ted showing up when Nola was sick. Gotta hand it to you, that was real forthright.
Seemed like the only choice, Edmund.
Yeah, well, I know you're not totally convinced that this Michael Williams is really Nola's son.
That's why I came home early. Find out, one way or the other.
How can you prove that man in the hospital is Ted Orsini?
Well, for starters, I could talk to him. If that doesn't work, then I'm thinking about starting my own investigation. Pick up where Palmer left off, and hopefully this time do it right. It's the only thing I can do. I owe it to Nola.
If you do prove that Michael Williams is Ted Orsini, how's he gonna handle it? How will you?
I don't know, but I'm sure we'll find a way.
Well, let's look at the facts, okay? If he was abducted when he was a kid, and for 2 years he didn't speak after Gus and Hazel Williams adopted him, how happy you think he's going to be to remember all this stuff that he's been spending his entire life trying to block out?
Brooke, I think Jamie's probably ready for bed, and he probably wants one of us to look in on him, and I appreciate if you do it.
Thank you again for the ride home, Edmund.
Thanks for the book.
Excuse me.
You don't put a lot of faith in my theory about Michael Williams. Not as much as you think about Brooke's theory about mature adults, do you? You don't buy it.
How'd you like a glass of wine?
No, thank you. I'm not going to mess with Brooke, okay? I'm not going to mess with you either. I wish you both long life and happiness.
Glad to hear it. Because I love Brooke, and I'd like to see her happy. But just between you and me, I'm not quite so sure that I a misunderstanding about your friendship with my wife as my wife thinks I am.
Tell me something I don't know.
I wouldn't know where to start. But one thing I will tell you. Business, work, writing, whatever you two colleagues want to call it's better left in the office. So why don't you just do that?
Do I look like a homewrecker to you?
You look like a man that's in love with another man's wife.
You didn't tell Brooke or Dixie about the fact you found out about Dixie's 11th hour reunion the night before your wedding, did you?
No.
Good.
No, as far as I'm concerned, you were right on the money with that little piece of information. But it changes nothing.
Obviously not.
You're the one that wants to put the past behind us. I want to bury it. The only thing I care about is today and tomorrow.
Give peace a chance.
Yeah. You sure I can't offer you a glass of Chablis? Brooke's probably going to be down any minute. You could wish her a good night on your way out the door.
Oh, I'll leave the good night to you.
Well, Jamie fell asleep as soon as his head hit the pillow. Edmund's gone?
Yeah. He had places to go and people to see. Did I tell you that I missed you?
I think you mentioned it.
I did?
Did I? I hope you noticed how nicely I vanished when you asked me to. You didn't hit Edmund over the head with a shovel and bury him under the rhododendron while I was gone, did you?
Pshaw. Didn't even raise my voice.
How did it go?
California?
Well, certainly that. I mean, with Edmund.
Fine. I offered him a glass of wine. He politely refused, but he did want me to tell you good night.
I didn't know that you were coming home so early. He wouldn't have been here if I had known, really. He just gave me a ride.
It's all right. I'm not upset. As a matter of fact, looks like Edmund and I have finally managed to come to a peaceful meeting of the minds.
Is that so?
We're trying.
Thank you. You look tired.
I'm fine.
Are you sure? You want me to fix you some dinner?
No. Right now, the only thing I want to do is go upstairs and watch my son sleep. For a few minutes, real quietly. And then I'm going to go over to the hospital. And if there's time, maybe I can solve the mystery of Mr. Michael Williams tonight.
I'm not going to stay long because I know you need your rest, but I didn't even expect you to be awake. I was just going to drop the cake off at the nurse's station and sort of tiptoe away, but here you are, awake. What, you're not sleepy?
No.
Insomnia.
Must be this place.
Are you having bad dreams like you had before? Don't know?
Don't remember.
Yeah. Well, dreams can be very hard to remember. Especially in a place like this. Hospitals can be so creepy at night, can't they? Yeah, you hear all these weird sounds and people walking around and, you know, you think about things.
That must be it.
What's that? You think about things?
But what you said, you know, about being scared.
Well, everybody gets scared, Michael.
But I don't know why. It's like I know something's happening and I can't stop it.
Well, you've been very sick. And you've had a lot of information, new information being thrown at you from a lot of sides. And, you know, sometimes that new information needs time to settle in your head so you think about it. You're not alone. I really want to help you. I mean, I told you that. Can I take your hand? Is it okay? Everything is going to be all right. Whatever's next will survive.
You're still here, huh, Dixie? I'd like to discuss a few things with Michael, if it's okay with you.
About your trip?
Yeah, it's important.
Well, I'd like to stay if you don't mind. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
What'd you do, come straight here from the wedding?
Do you mind if I stay?
Actually, I'd prefer it if you didn't.
Oh, I knew you'd still be... Ted!
What do you know? For once barging in, comes in handy. Michael, in case you haven't already had the pleasure, I'd like to introduce my mother.
Yeah, we've met. You're back.
Yeah, Palmer's doing fine. I'm glad to hear it. I checked on him. Listen,
Yeah.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to take Dixie down to the cafeteria for me and buy her a cup of coffee or a donut or something. There's a few things I'd like to discuss with Michael.
But why?
Just do it for me.
Well, Michael...
Dixie, please.
All right. If you need anything or anybody, you just press that button there, all right? And somebody will get here. Come on.
Does she know? Know what? That you know. That she was coming back for you. No, she doesn't. Why would I mention that? What purpose could it possibly serve? So it's over between you. I'm a married man. Of course it's over. But I'm not here to talk about Dixie. I'm here to talk about you. Yeah, see, I've spent the last couple of days trying to figure out the mystery of why you and I have the same face. And I think I've come up with some questions. Important questions that you just might be able to answer. If you're game. Michael, I need to know about your childhood. What can you tell me about the earliest memory that you have? Why? Because it could be a key. It could be the key for both of us.
Opal, for the last time, I do not want a donut or coffee or anything else that they have in this revolting cafeteria. I just want to go back to my patient's room and make sure that he's all right, which is my job.
You didn't even stop home and see Junior, did you? You went straight from Erica's wedding to that weirdest bedside.
For your information, Opal, I went home, I kissed Junior goodnight, I tucked him in, and I made sure that he had somebody stay with him while I went to check on a patient who, for your information, is not a weirdo, but a friend of mine.
Okay, honey, okay, but you don't have to do any more checking anymore, because Ted is here. He's home now, and he is going to get all the scoop on this Michael guy and just send him back where he came from.
What is this? Why is everybody like this? Find out what's the matter with Michael and then get rid of him? Michael is inconvenient. Michael makes Tad uncomfortable. So get rid of him.
You and this Michael guy are pretty thick, aren't you?
Opal, would you just for 5 seconds stop thinking about Tad's precious happiness and think about Michael? Do you have any idea what it's going to be like for him when he has to face that he is Ted Orsini? A man who, when he was 8 years old, was kidnapped from his family, abused until he ran away, and finally found by some good people, but who knows? I mean, his life has not been great up till then. Have you stopped to think about that?
No, I guess I haven't.
Well, then I think you should think about it.
Because I think Michael has been repressing all of the terrible things that have happened to him. What if Tad makes him face these things before he's ready?
I'm not telling you anything. Wait a minute, this isn't the third degree. I'm just looking for some answers to the questions that we both have. And all I'm suggesting is if we cooperate, we pool our resources, we might be able to come up with the answers. Look, I checked a map. Vancouver, Canada is quite a ways from here. You made a hell of a long trip. You must have had a good reason to get on that train. My reasons don't matter. Sure they do. They matter to both of us, believe me. And all you gotta do is cooperate. Come up with a memory, any memory of your life before you were, say, 10 years old. I don't have any. Sure you do. Everybody does. You know where you were adopted? Let's start there. Can you remember anything that happened before that? Anything at all? Nothing? Come on. Did you have any brothers or sisters? I don't know. All right, all right. What about your house? Your home? Can you remember what it looked like? Can you remember your backyard? I remember a field. Ground wasn't like it was in Canada. It was soft grass and bare feet. All right, bare feet. So it's sunny, it's warm. I don't remember. It's okay, it's all right. At least we're making progress. Can you remember anything inside the house? Can you remember your room? Anything, a window, your bed, a toy, something on the wall. Don't laugh. I won't. It was like a cartoon. It was a little cowboy with a big 10-gallon hat, a vest, and chaps. The chaps are blue. Chaps are blue. How'd you know that? I've seen it. Where? How? Excuse me. I'll be right back.
You and Dixie seem to become fast friends.
Yeah, what is it about me? And my best friends are all beautiful women. I don't know. It must be their minds I'm drawn to. I mean, they see the world from a unique perspective. I kind of like that, you know. It's Dixie, Angelique, Erica, you. Well, I get to use the same line twice. We got to stop meeting like this. I was just here looking for a friend. Nice to see you, Brooke. Again.
He's the real thing. Michael Williams was born Ted Orsini.
How do you know that?
He had a memory. Memory he couldn't possibly have unless he was there.
What do you mean, in Napa?
Nola kept everything. Clothes, books, even his teeth. She had photo albums, scrapbooks. She even left his room exactly the way it was the day he rode off on his bicycle, never came back. Including the wallpaper. Little cowboys with vests and blue chaps.
You remembered the wallpaper?
Described it to a T.
Listen, I don't want to butt in here, but you may want to go easy on him. You know, you don't want to overload him with a bunch of information.
He came here for answers.
Yeah, but he's been sick.
He wants to know. And I, for one, am not going to hold out on him. Do me a favor, stay here.
Tad.
I just wanted you to know.
You don't think it's a good idea?
Wow!
I'm back. Did say I was coming back. Here I am. Go ahead, say it. Pretty strange behavior, huh? I mean, I waltz in here, I make a lot of noise about finding answers, and then I just turn around and blow out again. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I'm sure it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in what I'm going to tell you. Tell me what? The questions you have about who you are, where you're from, I can answer.
I don't care what you say. You can't do this.
Do what?